you see my screen? And can you see my
Yes,
face? Hello, you can see my screen, right?
yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much. So, good afternoon once again, everyone. I am Anago Esther, and I'm very, very excited to be here today. And you know why I'm excited? I'm excited because I'm a curator, right? I share valuable resources already, and that is what I'll be talking about today. So, I'll be talking about thriving with tools, how to grow, how to learn, and how to stay relevant as a data professional. So before we even move into this, I would like, since we are not many now, so I would like everyone to unmute themselves. So you will tell me where you currently are right now. So are you a data newbie or you are a data professional? So I can't see anyone right now. So please just, if you can, unmute yourself and just give me a response. Thank you. Or should I call
Okay,
names?
hi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, Frida.
Good afternoon. I think Temitope should talk first.
Okay.
She's already unmuted.
All right. No problem. Please go
Good
on.
afternoon. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, Temitope. I can hear you,
Can you
but
hear
it's
me?
not loud enough.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
disconnect my phone.
Sorry?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's very clear now. Yes.
Hello?
Please go on.
Okay. All right. I've started a class already on data analysis.
Okay.
So although it's a beginner class,
Okay.
and we've started doing Microsoft Excel, trying to use different functions, trying to use the pivot chart. So I would just say I am not a professional yet.
Okay.
I'm still a beginner trying to learn, and I want to know which tools did I need to learn first, which one did I need to be good at least I'll be
Yeah.
able to go out there and use my skills.
Okay.
Because at a point I was having this fear that
Mm.
am I capable of, to do what? When I saw that people journey on data analysis, how far they have gone, I'll be like,
Mm.
I should have started this thing a long while ago. Can I still
No.
meet up with what is trending?
Okay, no problem.
So,
Thank you very much for that response. Thank you. Thank
thank
you so
you.
much. That's comprehensive. Okay, so can any other person me unmute themselves and tell us? I don't think I will take everyone because of time. So if you can also share your own story, where are you currently? Are you a newbie or you're a professional?
Hi, Esther.
Hello, Frida.
So, what is the word between newbie and I'm not professional? Don't worry, I'm not. That's far.
Okay. Anyways, so what should we say now? So newbie, you are just starting, but I don't think you are just starting. So you are like in between, right?
Yes, in between.
Okay, okay. So
In between. I've not really had the chance to get higher, but like improve more and more because of schoolwork
mm,
is choking me.
okay.
So I focus more on my final year project and my exams. So I've not really had time to actually
To
build or
build on
increase. So
it.
I did something data science related for my project
Yeah.
using something I learned when I was in my internship. So that's
Yes.
where I am currently.
Okay. Okay. That's great. Thank you very much for sharing. So can we also we are four, right, in total, including me.
Yes.
Okay. So please, can the last person also share his own experience or his current status in the data journey? Hello, is he there?
Yes, yes, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Uh, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
I, I would say I'm at the intermediate level.
Okay, okay. So which
Uh,
means you are
I
not also a
understand.
newbie.
Yes, yes.
Okay, no problem.
I began with self-learning at first, but I took a
Yeah.
course, and I'm currently like, uh, but I'm in a internship
Oh,
currently.
okay.
So I'm working with it. Yeah, with it. So
Okay,
I'll
no
say I'm
problem.
in the intermediate level.
Okay, no problem. So thank you everyone for sharing your experiences, where you are currently, and what have you. So, like I said before, we are looking at thriving with tools, how to learn, grow, and stay relevant as a data professional. So, the things we're going to be looking at, definitely, we're going to be introducing this session, and then the next one will be the overwhelm, and then cutting through the noise, curating your learning path, and then downloadable resources. Like I said before, I'm a curator. I curate a lot of resources, valuable resources that would help you as a newbie, that would help you as a professional as well. And then lastly, we're going to be looking at staying relevant. So without wasting too much time, let's just dive into it. So we are in this is the introduction now. So why are we here? So you might be here because you feel overwhelmed. A lot of people, a lot of beginners are very overwhelmed with several resources, several things out there, several tools. And you may even have heard that learn Python or you'll be left behind. It's possible you've heard that. It's possible that you've heard that master every BI tools to get hired. BI tools such as that's business intelligence tools like Power BI, like Tableau, like Looker Studio, all these tools. You might have heard that you must master everything before you can get hired. And then another thing is AI is replacing everything. All that noise can make you feel like you are chasing your tail. But that is what I want you to remember today. I want you to remember something that AI is not necessarily replacing you, but it is changing what you need to focus on. AI is helping us to work faster and more efficiently. That is what AI is helping us to do. So it's not necessarily replacing you as a person. However, these AI tools that are in existence now, if you don't use them, it means someone that knows how to use them will replace you. So it is that person that knows how to use the tools that will replace you. It is not necessarily that AI. It is not necessarily the AI tools that will replace you because AI cannot really engage with stakeholders. AI cannot really know the business context, this problem that you're really trying to solve. It can only help you to perform your tasks faster and all those things. And that's why we encourage people that data is evolving. The world is evolving. Different tools are evolving. Different tools are coming. They are coming into existence. But for us to be relevant, especially as data professionals, especially as someone that is learning, for you to remain relevant in your space, you must ensure that you are familiar with these tools. And like I said before, the tools will help you to not just survive, but it will help you to thrive in the new landscape. So whether AI will really replace your job or it will not replace your job, your own work, your own task is to ensure that as AI tools are coming into existence, as they are introducing different tools, ensure that you're also familiar with them. But before you start familiarizing yourself with these AI tools, you must ensure that you learn the basics, which are the things we are also going to be talking about that. So now we've talked about why we are here. We've heard a lot of, please, if you can't see my screen, tell me. I don't know if you can see my screen. Have I started sharing my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Oh, okay. Okay. So the next thing that we'll be looking at right now. So, key questions now. In this session, I want you to find clarity, and that is why we are here today. We are here to find clarity. There are a lot of things happening, different stories, different tools, different resources, different things. But a lot of people want to find clarity, and that was why we organized this bootcamp. We want to know which tools actually matter for your data career. We want to know how you can build a focused, effective learning journey, and then how you can stay consistent, how you can stay confident even when new tools are being introduced. And these are the questions that we're going to answer. And then we're also going to look, the second thing in the agenda is the overwhelm. So I'm going to be sharing my story as well. So just like many beginners, I also started as a beginner. So several years ago, when I finished school, I was done with my project, just like what Frida is doing right now. She's probably done with her project. So like her, I was also done with my project, and because I just finished doing my project, so I felt okay that I wanted to also continue to do research. I want to continue writing articles. I want to keep using the statistical tools, those statistical tools I used during my project work. So I reached out to a friend. I told him that, this is what is on my mind, though. I want to do this kind of thing. And what he told me was that, oh, it's related to data analysis. So from there I started learning data analysis. I started learning it. And the thing, or the thing I did then was that I was jumping from one platform to the other, from one course to the other, from one video tutorial to the other. I did not have a structured path. I did not have a roadmap. I did not have anyone to tell me, Esther, this is what you're supposed to do. Esther, this is what you're not supposed to do. Learn this one first, learn this one. So I was doing it on my own. That's because I felt a lot of people were doing it too. So I jumped into machine learning, someone that did not have an accounting background. So I did not, sorry, I said accounting. I did not have code coding or data analysis background. I had accounting background, which means I was totally new to this coding thing and all that. So I delved into it. I started doing the hard stuff, learning machine learning, learning deep learning, learning statistics, learning different hard things that I was not even supposed to start with because I did not have a background in those tools or in the data analysis world. And so I started doing all those things, doing them, nobody to tell me not to do it, nobody to tell me anything. And I enrolled in a lot of platforms. I would jump to Udacity, I would go to Udemy, I would go to YouTube tutorials, watch a lot of videos, do all those things. So you know what happened? I became overwhelmed with all these things. I had nobody to tell me this is what you're supposed to do. You should learn the fundamentals first. You should understand why you're going for data. You should know the things that they do in data. Nobody told me all these things. And so I started with all those things because at that time, people were shouting AI, people were shouting machine learning, people were shouting deep learning. I was also going deep into the hard stuff. And as a result of all these things, I became overwhelmed. I had my burnout time because I did not start from the fundamentals. And the thing is, a lot of beginners are also in this position. That is where they are currently. They go to different things, they hear from this person, they hear from another person. When they see that one of the, please, can you confirm you can hear me?
Yes, 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 you
Okay.
can.
Okay, thank you. When they see that someone with thousands of followers tells them that this is happening, they will jump into that part. When they see one of their friends going to GitHub, learning GitHub version and all those things, they will jump to that place. When they see that this person is doing this one, they always jump from one place to another. And these are the various things that beginners do when they start, especially when they don't have anyone so this was what happened to me when I was a newbie, when I was also starting out, because I did not have a structured path. I did not have anyone to teach me. And so that is why we are having this session today, to give you clarity, so that you would not also beat about the bush, so that you would not also go through all those platforms, all those learning processes without having like a clear direction as to which tools to learn. So now we'll be looking at tools in the AI era. Like I said before, AI is transforming how we work. It's not necessarily replacing me as a person, but it's transforming the way I work. It's transforming the way I do my things. But the thing is, tools remains your bridge between ideas and results. These tools remain your foundation. You can't be jumping from one place to another, from one AI tool to another because of what you hear from people without understanding the fundamentals, without going through the basic tools. If not, you become lost. If not, you become overwhelmed. If not, you burn out easily. And that's why we advise that whenever you are doing all these things, don't start with the hard stuff, especially if you don't have a background in coding or data analysis. If you're someone that studied the computer science that studied all this engineering thing where they would be taught how to code, how they would be taught how to use mathematics and all. You can do that. But if you are someone that is in from a different background, we don't advise that you just jump into doing hard stuff. So for example, now talking about AI tools. So we have Excel pilot, Copilot that can help you to write formulas faster, but it can't decide what question you are trying to answer. You still need to know how to do, you still need to know what you're analyzing. If you're that kind of person, you are not learning Excel because you hear that, okay, they have introduced another tool. Oh, there is a trend about this too. You are jumping into it. You don't even have the fundamental knowledge. You don't even know how to analyze data in itself. And you just jump into that. No. So, and then the second one is AI chatbot can suggest SQL queries. We also have AI chatbot, ChatGPT. You can tell it to help you to write this query. It will write it, but you still need to know how to interpret the results. So that's why knowing the right tools, even at the basic level, makes you powerful. Focus on fundamentals first. So before learning all these things, focus on fundamentals first. So now we want to cut through the noise. We are trying to find clarity. We've said there is noise everywhere. There is this one. These are the tools that you should learn. These are the tools. What exactly should you learn? So before we even go to the noise, let's look at the AI tools and trends. The AI tools that people hype a lot. The first one is AutoML platforms. I don't know if any of you has heard about it yet. So we have these AI ML platforms like Google AutoML, H2O.ai. So these tools promise no code machine learning. But unless you are specifically in data science or machine learning engineering, you might need you might not need to build full models. So if you are not in that part, you are not even in data engineering, sorry, yeah, ML engineering, you're not in data science, you don't have anything to do with it, and you hear that, okay, this is auto ML platforms, it's a no code machine learning, and you are not even looking at that part, no, don't jump into it. Because people are saying it does not mean it is real, or because it is people are saying it does not really mean that is what you can or will help you at any organization that you'll be working at. And then for many analysts, what you would do, especially if you want to be a data analyst, the tools to look at are the core BI tools plus SQL and Excel. They are the ones that would help you. Of course, we're going to talk about that later. So now we're just talking about the AI tools that people hype a lot. It's not as if these tools are bad. They are not bad. It's just that they are overhyped. They tell you you must learn it as a data professional before you can start working in an organization. You must learn it. And it's not like they are bad, they are good, but if you don't know the basics yet, if you don't know the fundamentals yet, you are advised not to even start it. So another tool is chatbot for analytics. This is another tool that a lot of people hype a lot. They said these tools let you chat with data to generate instant dashboard. So this one is like, you're not going to be using Power BI yourself. You're not going to be using Tableau. You're not going to be using Looker. You're going to use chatbot for analytics. You just write something, tell it to do this thing for you. It will just help you. It will just give you an instant dashboard. It is cool. But most organizations have not even adopted them yet. This Nigeria, I don't think many people have adopted them yet. So these are you can't just start doing them. So some employers are just, they only prioritize fundamental analysis skills first. So they don't even have the money to start using all these resources because they are very, very costly. And so we have another one such as generative AI coding assistant. We have all-in-one AI data platforms. So these are the different AI tools that a lot of people hype a lot. They talk about it. You will see posts about it. You will see people, influencers on LinkedIn. They will talk about this too, talk about this too, talk about this too. If you are not careful enough, you will start working on those tools. You start learning them, but they are not useful for you. So that's why it is very important for us to know these tools that are hyped a lot before we start jumping in them. If you know the basic tools that you're supposed to use, when you know these basic tools and you know that they are relevant to your work, after knowing your basic tool, the fundamental tools that you need, after you've known them, right, and you've understood, you are very confident that you can solve any problems, you can now move to all those tools based on what you really want to do, right? So now, what is just noise? What's just not? I know we've talked about the AI tools already. Like I said, you don't really need to learn every new library or tool that is hyped online. I said it before, especially if it does not align with your target job. Your target job might be to be a data scientist. Your target job might be to do a data engineer. It might be to be a data analyst. You don't just accept every tool that is hyped online. If you know where you are going to, if you know the road that you want to go for, then you shouldn't do everything. So, what are the examples of noise for data beginners? So, we are talking about data beginners, data intermediate, even professionals as well. They also make this mistake by learning a lot of things. They will see one of their colleagues learning this thing. They themselves, they've not even mastered, they don't even have enough knowledge about the basic, the fundamental tools that they are supposed to know. But they are moving to other tools that they are not meant to move to. And it will also affect them. So, one of the noise that we talked about is specialized tools for advanced ML pipelines. If you are targeting data analyst roles, you want to become a data analyst, and you know what a data analyst does. A data analyst analyzes data, right? Which is the simplest part of data analysis, the data analytics, right? Rather, it does the let's say the easiest role. Yeah. And then someone is telling you that you must learn advanced ML pipelines. If you start learning it, you will become overwhelmed. You don't even know the various tools, the basic tools. You don't know Excel, you don't know SQL, you don't know Power BI, and you are going to learn advanced ML pipelines. No, you shouldn't learn it. So whenever you hear all these things, don't respond to them. Don't use them until you've known all these basic tools. You can now, maybe you are interested in in data science, you can now move to that. But if you don't have interest in it, please don't move into it. Or you are using advanced MLOps tools when you are not even going for data engineering role. So these are the things that we hear about. And then another two tools for your favorite influencer uses, but don't appear in job posts you are applying for. I said it earlier that there are a lot of tools that you would hear people with a lot of followers, they will tell you this to tell you this to, and some beginners would also jump into it. So these are noises. These are things that we should close our ears to. We shouldn't hear them. And another one, you are obsessed over every AI tool without a foundation. I shared my story with you as well. When I started mine, I was just going to machine learning, going to artificial intelligence, going to deep learning, going to neural network, all these things, tools in data. I did not even know Excel. Nobody told me about Excel. Nobody told me about SQL. Nobody told me about Power BI. I just jumped into the house store and I was overwhelmed. So that's why we advise you, do not jump into one tool without having a foundation. So remember that learning everything is equal to learning nothing well. If you are trying to learn all these things, you will not learn everything well. You will not learn anything well, self. You won't learn anything well. So the question is this the question you need to ask? When they bring all these tools, Philip talked about it when he was delivering the other time. He said, if you want to be looking at all these AI tools, is this really useful for my goals right now? My goal is to become my goal is to become a data analyst. It means I don't have anything to do with ML models. It means I don't have anything to do with Python, in quotes. Now, of course, I'm going to tell you about it later. But right now, I'm a newbie. I studied accounting, or I studied zoology, or I studied law, and I'm jumping into ML. I will burn out early, very early. So that's why whenever you are doing things, you know what you want to go for. It is data analysis. Okay, I need to learn these basic tools. So instead of jumping from one tool to another. So what we are looking right now is, what are the essential tools? So we've talked about the different tools that are hyped, the different tools that people talk about. Right now we want to talk about the essential tools for data professional. So I hold clarity sessions. So I have people on LinkedIn a lot, and then a lot of my followers they book clarity sessions with me. So one of my clients told me that she was learning data analysis. She did not know anything about it, but she started learning data analysis. And then someone advised her to start using snowflakes. What do you want to use it to do? Snowflakes does not really have you shouldn't use it. You've not even learnt Excel, you've not learned SQL, you've not learned the BI tools, and you are jumping into snowflakes. So some of you that are in training centers, there are some tools that they might introduce. I'm not telling you, I don't know, but whenever they introduce those tools, don't use them. Learn these basic tools first. Spreadsheets such as Excel and Google Sheets, SQL, BI tools, and probably Python. Python is optional. We're going to talk about it. But whenever they start bringing ETL, when you are not going for data engineering, whenever they start bringing pipelines, you are not going for data engineering, you are going for data analysis. So you want to become a data analyst, and they start bringing all these big things, snowflakes, this one, that one, ML, algorithms, advanced tools, all these data fabric, all these con things. When they start bringing it, don't jump into them. Start from the basics first. Know your Excel or Google Sheets. They are fundamental to data and organizations. That's what you can use to do your data cleaning, to do your analysis. But Excel is limited because it cannot accommodate 2 million rows or over 1.1 million rows of data. So Excel is somehow limited. But then Excel is basic. It's one of the basic tools that you must learn as a beginner. Whether you are a data analyst or you are a data engineer or you are a data scientist or you are a BI analyst, Excel is very critical. You must learn how to use it. Then the second skill is SQL. SQL, structured query language, is the language of the database. It's the language that you would use to query data from your database. It's the language that you use to get data from the database, to extract data from the database. If you don't want to depend on anybody when you start working, you must learn SQL, and I will explain why. There are some organizations that you will be the data analyst, you will be the data visualizer, the BI analyst, you'll be the data engineer, you'll be the data scientist, like everything. You are a full stack data professional in that organization. That's why we advise people to learn SQL. Don't say, okay, it is only the data engineers that should learn how to use SQL. Whether you are a data engineer or data science or whatever, please ensure that you learn SQL as well. Especially, like I said, when you don't want to depend on any data engineer to help you to spool, to help you to extract data for you. As a data professional, I work in an organization where we have different units. We have the data scientists, data science unit, we have data engineering unit, we have the BI unit, and we also have data governance. Maybe there is no lawyer here, so let's remove that from what we are saying. So now, you are in that organization where we have different tools. There are some times that if you don't learn SQL, you don't know how to use SQL, you might tell an engineer, please help me to spool. They will tell you they have a lot of things on their table. So if you don't want a situation where you have to wait for data engineer, you can wait for a month before they will respond to you. If you don't want that kind of thing, please learn SQL. SQL is very important. There are some organizations that are not, they don't have their customers in Excel. They have it in the database. Maybe they have over 10 million customers, over 5 million, all these big organizations, which means they would have database. And what we can use to extract data from our analysis is what we call SQL. So please, let's learn SQL irrespective of where you are going to. And then we have BI tools, business intelligence tools. So we have these tools like Power BI, we have Tableau, and these tools, we have other visualization tools as well. So they help us to visualize data. They help us to uncover insights for better decision making. There are some people that will learn Excel and they will stop at it. There are some people that will learn Excel and SQL, they will stop there. No, please learn Power BI, whether you want to become a data scientist. Yes, I know you want to be using those advanced tools, you want to be building models, using algorithms to build the models and all those things. You also need to learn Power BI, because Power BI involves visualization. It involves visualizing your data. And if you don't know how to visualize, because you are still going to be visualizing even as a data scientist, when you are doing your EDA and all those things, you're also going to visualize. So having that knowledge, because you don't even know where you will find yourself. You might be in an organization where you are the only data professional, full stack, which means you will build dashboards for them. You will build reports for them. There will be a need for you to do analysis, to build dashboards, which means you must have this route. Now, this last one is Python or R. Python and R are optional and powerful tools. They are optional but powerful languages for advanced data analysis, statistics, and machine learning model. If you say you want to become a data analyst, what will give you an advantage is to learn Python. You can learn Python after you have learned all the ones I mentioned earlier. After you've learned Excel, you've learned SQL, you've learned BI tools. That's when you can now go to Python. You shouldn't enter Python if you don't have a background in coding. So don't just jump into learning Python. A lot of people don't really like Python because they think because it involves code. But then Python helps you to automate. When I started as a data analyst. I was just doing my analysis and doing all this thing, manual work and all. But when I started using Python, I started enjoying it because Python is just for you to run your script from top to bottom and then your result is out. Instead of going to do your analysis again and again. But Python, you have everything there already. You can just run it from top to bottom and then you get your Excel file or whatever you need to do your analysis with. So that's why we advise people. It's optional, of course, but even data engineers are using, so it's not even data scientists alone that are using Python. Data engineers, it helps them to automate their work. It helps their work to run faster. It's not only for building machine learning algorithms and all those things. So Python helps everybody, irrespective of where you are. But it is after you've learned all those other tools that you can now, when you now have the flesh, the power, you can now move to Python. Please confirm if I'm audible. Confirm I'm audible. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So we still have some time. So the next thing that we're going for is curating your learning path. Now that you've heard all these things, you've heard about noise, the different tools that we shouldn't just jump into this thing, we shouldn't be overwhelmed, all those things and the tools that we are supposed to use. Now, how can you curate your learning path? How can you know which way to go? What are the steps that will help you to build your learning journey? The first thing is to identify and define your goal. I know the other speakers had said something related to this. It cannot be overemphasized. Before you jump into data science, some people just started doing data analysis like that. They don't even know what they do in data analysis or in the data world. They don't know what data is all about. They don't know the various roles in data. They are just jumping. The first thing that you need to do, understand everything even before you start learning all these tools. This is out of it, but I'm only telling you because this is what you will need. It's like if the basics, something you need to even know before you start learning tools. Understand what data is about. Understand who are data analysts, who are data scientists, who are data engineers, what do they do. This will help you to now know, oh, I like doing business things. I like business processes. I like interacting with business and all those things. Then that would help you to know the role that you want to go for. Maybe I want to become a BI analyst. Okay, I like building models. Okay, I like doing this. I like building models. I like creating systems. I like migration. I like doing all the. Then you are a data engineer. Okay, I like building models. I like using machine learning models. I like doing all these things. That's a data scientist. They, I would say it again. A data scientist. If you like building models, if you like do using advanced tools, you like doing research, you like statistics a lot, you can go for data scientists. You can become a data scientist. Data analyst. You are just interested in analyzing data, interpreting the data, finding trends and patterns, and giving it to people to make decision. That's just what you want. Then you are a data analyst. If you want to build models, you want to predict what had happened in the past. You want to predict whether rain will fall tomorrow or not. You want to predict whether your rent house will increase or not. You want to detect fraudulent activities. All these things are the work of data scientists. So if you want to do all those things, then that is what you want. If you want to become an engineer, I said it before, maybe you're interested in building systems, pipelines, migration, all those things, ensuring that everything is structured, then you are a data engineer. Now that you know what you want to do, now that you know, okay, I'm interested in this part, you know the kind of job you want, you will now you start, like I said, you start by determining the role that you aspire to. So is it data analyst, is it data scientist? So this will help you to guide your learning. So if you know that, okay, it is data engineering I want to go for, I will now know the kind of tools to learn. The other tools I mentioned earlier, they are fundamental tools that you must learn, whether you are going for ML engineer or machine learning, anyone, know all those ones. After you've known them, you will now look at, okay, I want to become a data engineer. Okay, I need to know about ETL. I need to know about this or that. So the first thing is for you to define your goal. What exactly do you want? What kind of job do you want to go for? Do I want to start with data analyst? I want to start being a data analyst? If you are a newbie, if you don't have an account if you have an accounting background, a zoology background, you don't have a data analysis background, a coding background, I would advise, because this is one of the questions that people ask a lot, they ask me a lot, that which one should I start with, which one should I go for, which one should go first, should I become a data analyst before going for data scientist, or should I move to data science before moving, all those things. So now, if you don't have a background in coding, you don't have a background in data analysis, I advise people to start with data analysis first. When you do data analysis, you are now comfortable with using all those basic tools. You can now move to data science if you are interested in doing data science role or tasks. So I hope that is clear. Then the next thing is to do your research. Now that you understand the place that you want to become a data engineer, you will not do your research. You review job postings to understand the skills employers are looking for in your target role. Now that I know that I want to become a data engineer, okay, let me go to LinkedIn jobs. Okay, let me go to Upwork. Okay, let me go to the Glassdoor and all those things, all those platforms. You can just go there and then check, analyze the job descriptions, check the all the descriptions that are there. Okay, since I'm going for data engineering role, let me see what they require. Okay, this is a role for data engineering. What are the tools they are asking for? What you will now do, look at the recurring tools requirements. When you see them, you copy the postings, copy them into a document. When you copy them into a document, you will now highlight the tools that they repeatedly ask for. This is a way to streamline. So you are not just jumping from one tool to another. You are streamlined, you are more focused, you know where you are going to. You go to job descriptions, check out for the tools that they need. When you extract it, that is what you will focus on. It's not what this one tells you, what you see online, what, no, no, no. So you are now focused. So the next thing now is now to start your learning process. Now that you know the various tools that are expected of you, now that you know the various tools that data science engineers use, you now start learning them. So you can begin with free learning resources to explore your interests before investing in paid courses. So, for instance, some people don't really have money. They don't want to spend, maybe because the platforms are very expensive. You can start with learning with free resources. You can just go there. We have a lot of free resources out there. We have W3 schools, we have YouTube tutorials, we have Coursera. There are some free courses on Coursera. You can go there and learn. So, when you are able to curate, you can move with purpose instead of panic. You will not panic. Ah, this person. Okay, when this lady on this call was saying it earlier, she was like, she would see some people doing this one, doing this one. That is how some beginners, that's how they feel. I was once a beginner, I felt that way too. So as a beginner, you'll be feeling, how they are saying this course, they are saying this too, they are saying this one. I don't know it all. I don't know how to do it. You will not panic. That's because you know where you are going. You know your goal already. You know that it is data scientist you want to become. You've already researched on the job descriptions, the tools that data scientists, you've extracted them. Then you start learning those things. So whether they bring this one or not, you will not even answer. So I decided to now add this path, example of learning paths. I said, let me bring them to you so that you would also see the different roles. So these are the three major roles. There are other roles in data that you can. I think this lady, Coin Sola, she also talked about the different roles. You can get the recording and then listen to it again. That would help you to know the various roles and know the ones to choose. So we have for data analyst, if you want to become a data analyst, what job do you want? Okay, you start with strong skills in Excel. I said it earlier, with Google Sheets. And in Google Sheets, Excel, I know I did not talk about the various things that you can learn in Excel. We have a lot of things to learn in Excel. We have pivot table, we have lookup functions, different functions, data cleaning techniques, how you can clean your data using Excel, you removing duplicates, using your trim function, using your this one, that, all those things. They are the things that you need to learn in Excel. And then Google Sheet is also almost the same as that. You can also use Excel to build your dashboard as well. As a data analyst, you learn SQL for querying data. You don't have to wait for a data engineer to give you the data, to spool data for you. You can easily do it yourself. And then you can explore a visualization tool like Power BI or Tableau. And then you develop an ability to tell stories with data. That is very, very important. I know we talked about learning all these technical tools. We mentioned all of them before, but there is other tools that you need to learn: how to communicate with people, how to manage stakeholders, how to tell stories with the insights that you've got from the analysis that you've done. These are the various. Many people will not tell you. They will only tell you to learn Power BI. learn SQL, learn Excel, but there are other tools that would help you to communicate better, to tell your story, and there are different courses about on it. You can easily go online and search. And then for data scientists, we've also mentioned the basic tools. After you've learned it, first thing you do is learn Python. You know, I told you earlier. So please confirm you can hear me. Please, am I visible? Should I continue? Hello?
Yes, you are visible. Yes, you are
Okay.
visible, but you have 9 minutes more.
9 is too short. Okay, no problem. I'll be very fast about it. So, like I said, for data scientists, we have possibly we are going to share this thing with you. So I believe I've already told you the basic things to learn. So we'll share these slides with you so that you can easily go there. And then I told you earlier, we have free and paid resources. I always recommend you using free resources. If you don't have money, please go for free resources. A lot of them are online, so you don't need to waste your money. But then free resources, we have YouTube tutorials. Layla, I know majority of us have heard about them. We have Alex the analyst. We have Kaggle. If you want to practice everything that you've learned, you use Kaggle. Then we have Coursera. We have Microsoft Learn to learn Power BI and Excel. You know, Microsoft Learn is the owner of Power BI, and they also own Excel. So you can use these two. You can use Microsoft Learn to learn these tools. And then we have blogs, we have documentation, we have paid options, we have certification, we have mentorship, and we have structured bootcamp like this. This is paid bootcamp. This is a kind of bootcamp that they will tell you everything that you need to know. You will also have training center as well, where they will teach you for 3 months, for 6 months, and then we have mentorship. You have a mentor. There are some people that collect money for mentorship because they will give you like 6 months of their time, maybe not totally, but then they are advising you, okay, this is the kind of project to do, okay, this is the kind of thing to do, this is how your portfolio should look, and all those things. So we have the free resources and we have the paid option. So I said I was going to tell you about this. If you need a certificate, free resources will not give you certificate, but paid resources will give you paid options. They will give you certificate. There was a time, because of time, I'm rushing. So there was a time I went to teach somewhere. When I got there, they told me, they asked me whether I had a certificate, whether I was certified. I told them yes. I was so happy because I had already obtained some certifications. If I did not have certificate, they would just be looking at me. You don't even know all these things. So certificate gives you credibility. So that's why you're also advised. If you have the money, if you have the resources, please go for paid options so that you can get certificates. You can add those certificates. But the most important thing, even while getting certificate, you have the opportunities to also work from it, to work on it. For instance, we have data camp. On data camp, it is paid, but then you can do some resources, hands-on projects can be done there. So that would also add to what you are doing. It will also help you. So your learning plan should fit your budget and goals. I've already talked about it. And not social media pressure. Please don't be pressurized. Don't let them pressure you and all those things. Okay, so I also shared some downloadable resources with you. I told you before, I share a lot of resources. I help newbies, I help data professionals. So I already created some checklists. So if you want to become a data analyst, I have a checklist for you. Okay, I should learn this, I should learn this, I should learn this, I should learn this. You will now tick them. Since you know that you want to become it. So I have a checklist that has all the tools that you need to learn, including portfolio, the number of portfolio that you need, the resume, how your resume should be, and all that. And then secondly, I also included paid and free resources. This slide will be given to you, so you can easily click on them and go straight to the link that has been shared so that you can work on it. And then lastly, we have platforms to get your job role descriptions. You know, I explained earlier that after knowing the job you are going for, the next thing is to check the description. What kind of tools do they ask for my kind of role? So you can check on LinkedIn jobs I mentioned before, Upwork, Indeed, and Glassdoor, and then company careers page. Maybe you're interested in going to Wema Bank. Maybe you're interested in going to a particular company. You can easily go there and then check for it. So lastly, how can you stay relevant? So we talked about different noises. We've talked about the various tools that we can use. Now, how can we remain relevant? Number one, I said in an AI disrupted world, these habits will keep you sharp. If you want to become relevant, you must have these habits. The first thing is, as a beginner, please start with small projects. Don't just start learning big projects and all. Start with small projects. Engage in small projects to keep your skills are fresh, and relevant in the rapidly changing industry. Another thing is follow industry updates, stay informed about industry trends and updates to ensure that your skills aligned with current demands. And you can also join LinkedIn groups, you can join Slack communities, you can join local meetups, you can join WhatsApp community where they share resources, where you can interact with like-minded people. There you would be able to get industry updates. And I told you earlier that AI will not replace you, but the person that knows how to use AI tools will replace you. So as AI tools are coming, you've understood all these things. You know that okay, Copilot Excel will help you to even write your formula, write all these things, it help you to work faster. Then you also need to learn Copilot Excel for Excel as well, so that you will also be aware of what is going on. So another thing is build project. Don't just learn all these things. Build a portfolio. Creating a portfolio from your project builds confidence and showcases your skills to potential employers. Document your journey. Please document your journey. As you're learning all these tools, I know this is not even part of it, but it helps you to stay relevant. As you're learning all these tools, do practice, practicalize, practice small project, big project, and then build portfolios. We have a lot of platforms where you can push your portfolio. We have Medium, you can post on Medium. Have let your all your projects be in one place. You can post on LinkedIn, be visible. They've talked about all these things before, so I don't really want to talk about them again since they've mentioned them. Please be visible, very very important. As you are doing all these things, be visible, post your project. I had a clarity session this week with one of my clients. She told me, I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert. I don't know how to talk. If you're an introvert and you are not pushing yourself out there, you'll be invisible. There are a lot of things that you know that you're not pushing out. Nobody knows it. Nobody knows that you know them. So which means that anything you know, whether you even if you don't know the advanced part, please be pushing everything that you learn. The projects that you're doing, be pushing them, be visible. Because I tell them, you never can tell who is watching. You don't know who is watching. So that's why it's very very important for you to be visible, push yourself out there. So final encouragement, to focus on what is essential for your goals, not what everyone else says you should learn. You know what you are going for, data engineer. Then search for the tools that they use and then learn them. So when they tell you this, don't close your ears, don't hear. And then you don't need to know everything. I told you earlier, you don't need to know all the tools. You don't need to know all the library. Everybody does not know it. Even me that I've worked for how many years, I don't know everything. I still learn. So, and then importance of starting. Now that you've heard of these things, we've heard a lot of fantastic speakers. I've already talked, I've encouraged you. Please the important step is to begin. We've told you all these things, regardless of how much you know at this moment. Please start it. Anything, all these things that we are sharing with you, please implement them, so that your coming this evening or this Saturday or for this session will not be in vain. And then many successful professionals started from a place of curiosity and uncertainty, just like you. Like me, I told you about my story. I said I wanted to start doing research, and I'm a data scientist. I'm still doing things related to research. I use statistical models, tools, and all those things. So please, many successful professionals started from a place of curiosity. Get inspiration from people. Follow those that know road, so that you will not miss. So